Who's snapping me? Nobody important. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Storm. If you don't already know, I am a mompreneur, and here on my channel I focus on helping entrepreneurs, influencers, and content creators build their brands and their impact. So in today's video, I am going to be showing you guys the big steps, it's not that many, in how to finesse your phone into, boom, DSLR quality. So if you want to know how to tweak your phone settings so that you can have a phone that replicates a DSLR, then just keep on watching. Okay, guys, so with this, it actually works with, I believe, the 7 Plus and newer. I think I've actually helped my sister with a 6 Plus, but I know for a fact it helps with the 7 Plus and newer iPhones. Just wanted to put that out there. I have the iPhone XS Max, and it's just the iPhone XS Max. I have 500 billion apps that I really don't need, but yeah. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do, you guys, is go to settings, and then you're just going to be scrolling down until you see camera, and then you're just gonna click on it, and then these are your camera settings. So right now I am in recording at 4K at 30 frames per second, and slow modes, if you guys want to do that. I personally don't do slow modes. It's 1080p at 240 frames per second. Now you're gonna go ahead and click on record video. Now, initially, when you get your phone, I believe, I'm almost positive that you start out with 720p HD at 30 frames per second. Now, it's okay, I guess, but I don't even watch YouTube videos. Shout out to me. I watch everybody's videos in 1080p because it just gives me a more crisp image. So typically that's what it starts out as. Now what I'm going to do is, it's actually going to stop screen recording my phone, but I'm going to click on the 720p, and then I'm going to go down to, yeah, y'all, I got a lot of apps going on. I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna go to my camera, and then I'm gonna go to video, flip it, flip it, flip it. Here's the thing with this stuff. You're using an iPhone, and you're not necessarily you're not using a DSLR where I don't have to keep wiping off my lens. When you use your phone, you need to wipe off your lens. So I'm just going to use my t-shirt because my microfiber towel is actually in my room. I prefer you guys use a microfiber towel. So I'm just gonna start recording. Hey y'all. This is so weird to me. So this is me recording on my iPhone XS Max 720 at 30 frames per second. You guys, I'm going to do, hopefully I'm gonna finesse iMovie. We're gonna talk about that too. Do a side-by-side comparison. The iPhone has a very wide angle lens. I am using a Sigma lens on my camera. So yeah, this is 720 at 30 frames per second. Okay, so, oh, it kept recording. That is so cool. So we're just gonna go back to settings, and then I'm going to change it to 1080p at 30 frames per second, and we're just gonna look at how that quality is. Oh, this looks nice. Okay guys, so this is me recording video. This is 1080. This looks really good at 30 frames per second. I've never used this setting. I'm gonna actually show you guys what setting I use and why. Okay, so we're just gonna go right on back, and then we're going to go to 4K at 24 frames per second. This is more like a film style. So I'm recording now at 4K at 24 frames per second. It's okay, but I don't know if you guys can tell. It, to me, it's just a little bit slower. This is more for like a film type of thing. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. I'm pretty sure y'all can tell the difference, because I'm gonna try my best to side by side my phone and then my DSLR. So this is the 4K at 24 frames per second. So we're just gonna go back in the settings again, and we're gonna click on the 4K at 30 frames per second. With this, it automatically reduces the frame rate from 30 frames per second to 24 frames per second to improve the lighting. I highly doubt that it will do this because I'm already using pretty good lighting, but let me just show you guys. So this is me, and I'm gonna switch it to video mode, and this is the 4K. It actually looks really, really good. Like, my pores don't though, you know. But this is me recording at 4K, and that was at 30 frames per second. This is 4K at 60 frames per second, and it's not going to give you the option to adjust the settings when you're in low light, or it's not going to automatically do it for you. This is my favorite, and right now I'm in landscape mode, but I'm just going to turn it. Do you guys see? This is what I typically use to record any of my content when I'm using my phone. When I'm vlogging, I always use 4K at 60 frames per second. To a lot of people, 30 frames per second is more smoother, but I'm using 30 frames per second actually on my DSLR, but that's a DSLR and I have a Sigma lens. Now, if you want something crispy while using your phone, I highly recommend you use either the 1080p or the 4K at 60 frames per second. Why? Because it's an iPhone, so it doesn't necessarily react as it's a DSLR, but you can tweak it. Like I said, you can finesse it. When you're probably looking, my arm is hurting. When you're looking at me on my DSLR, I'm pretty sure that you guys can notice that the movement is smoother. On here, I am crispy. I'm crispier on here, and the movement on here is just, it looks more real time. So if you are a vlogger, this is perfect for you. It looks amazing. This is my favorite thing to record in. Everybody doesn't have a 4K TV, so when it does transfer, they'll be watching you in 1080p, which is still really good. Like, my skin looks so good on here. Like, once I zoom in, it's really good. Like, the quality is really, really good. You don't get that much noise in the picture. Now, you're not gonna get what I'm giving you with my Sigma lens, but you do. I mean, you can finesse the blur in the background, but still, this is really good quality, you guys. If you want to click on yourself, you can. I forgot to show you guys and the other ones when I tried, but you can up the brightness. You guys, look at this quality. I look good, okay? So it looks really, really good. And then when you're in iMovie, you can actually tweak it out, you know, tweak up the settings or whatever. I low-key wish I would have upped the brightness on the other one so that you guys could see better. But this is my favorite one to record in, because it just gives me a more cleaner picture. Like, my skin looks clear. This is perfect if you want to do like makeup, hair reviews, or just vlogging. I highly recommend this. Be sure, you guys, to tweak the brightness. I'm not a brightness type of person. I like mine pretty dim. So yeah, this is the setting I highly recommend you guys to be on. those are the 5 settings that I highly recommend when you are recording video on iPhone. Not the 5 settings, those are the 5 settings that an iPhone have, but I highly recommend using 1080p at 60 and the 4K at 60. I know a lot of people will tell us, I know a lot about cameras, so typically someone will tell you to use the 30 frames per second. When you're using a phone, you can't, to me, you can't necessarily do, I mean, you can, it's doable, but everything looks more crisp and clear when you're just using 60 frames per second. So those are the settings that I highly recommend when you're using video. If you didn't already know, I suggest you turn on your iPhone and you get to tweaking out your settings. So that is it for this video, you guys. Be sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button. Yeah, come here. Be sure you go ahead, click that subscribe button, and follow all of my social media. Baby Winter is awake. Hey. Hey. Oh, girl, you're so pretty. Okay, you guys. So be sure, what did I say? Subscribe to my channel, follow all of my social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye.